What is going on, everyone? Wizard of Oz here with another Madden 21 video. If y'all didn't know, we got the Madden Ultimate Team News stream last night. We got a lot of info drop. We got the Muthead database last night. We got a whole lot of stuff, so a lot to cover in the videos. If you did miss my previous video from this morning, make sure you go and check that one out. That one is time sensitive. It's a way to get a free elite card in Madden Ultimate Team. You do that through EA Access. Go check out that video to see how you do it. Very simple, very easy to do. You're going to save money if you go and look at that video. So do that, and you'll also get a free elite card, so go check it out. But getting into this video, we are going to be looking at the Muthead database, and specifically we are going to be going over Budget Beast. Now, I did release a video like this a few weeks ago, I think, or maybe a week or so ago, when they were releasing player ratings and all that and regs, and based off of those ratings, we kind of created a Budget Beast based off where people are. Now we actually have the Madden Ultimate Team card ratings, though, so we can truly look at the Budget Beast and see who the best ones are going to be. We will probably update this in a week or two when the game officially comes out and we see the prices on all the cards and everything, which cards are truly Budget Beast that people don't know about. But if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're going to be able to get in on some of these cards that are not really the huge names. These aren't the big guys like the Tyreek Hill, the Lamar Jackson, all the really big dudes that everyone knows, everybody wants. These are guys that fly underneath the radar but have good enough stats to be a beast. Their overall rating might not be the best at their position or anything, but really all you need to focus on at the beginning of the year is just a couple of different stats, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. As always, guys, before we get into the video, if you are enjoying the content on my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can know as soon as my videos come out. As y'all saw in the last video, some of them are time sensitive, so you want to see them as soon as possible. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like. That would help me out a lot, and I would appreciate it. Also, before we get into this video, I want to give a shout out here to my guy TGC Wolf. He is on Twitter here. Y'all can see his Twitter and all that. He's also in the Discord, and he gave me a lot of these ideas. I kind of went away from some of his ideas to deviate and get a few of my own, but he puts in a lot of research, and he's putting a lot of stuff in the Discord about good players, other Budget Beasts. So if you don't agree with me here, join the Discord. The link is down below. We're always discussing Madden and other games in there if you're not necessarily interested in Madden, but there are other games you want to play. We discuss all kinds of stuff in there, so check out that link down below. So one of the criteria that I have for this list, guys, to be a Budget Beast was going to be a max of 79 overall. Obviously, there are some cards that are elites that are going to be better than these cards, and they might be cheap too. That's why I said we will remake this video when the game actually comes out, so we will go over Budget Beast once the market settles in a couple of weeks. But right now, my criteria for a Budget Beast is anyone that's going to be a 79 overall or lower. So let's just get that out of the way and get into the video. All right, so first things first, if you haven't gotten into the Muthead database, I recommend you do so. There is a lot of stuff in here, a lot of good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start out with the quarterback position, and for most of these, I have about 2 per position. I did skip the offensive line, just like I think I did in my last video. Offensive line, honestly, don't get elite players. Like I've said in a previous video, for offensive line, just get a good enough gold player that has pretty decent stats. I would not invest heavily in any offensive lineman, especially if you're building a budget squad / like a no money spent squad at the beginning of the year. Offensive linemen just aren't going to be worth it. If you pull an elite, sure, you can keep him or you can sell him, get some coins for that. They're just not going to be worth it, in my opinion, at the beginning of the year. So we are omitting offensive line from this list. But starting out at quarterback, the first one we're going to go over is Kyler Murray. So we have 2 different kinds of quarterbacks. The first one is going to be if you're more of a scrambler. Obviously, that will be Kyler Murray. Looking at his card here, he's a 78 overall, 83 speed, 84 excel, and 81 agility. That's very good if you want to roll out, get out of the pocket, and run some. Maybe do design quarterback runs, anything like that, quarterback draws. He's going to be the card for you. He's going to be very good. Looking at his passing, he actually has 83 throw power, which is very nice. For throw power, it's not just about the yards that they're able to throw it down the field, if you didn't know. Like, yes, they are able to throw it farther, obviously, with higher throw power, but it's also about their speed of their throw. They can fit it more into those tight pockets. They throw the ball faster. So throw power is a very important statistic. Obviously, where he is lacking is his short, mid, and deep accuracy. All of his run, his actual passing statistics aren't phenomenal, but they are good enough to get you by. So if you're going to be more of a running quarterback that just throws it every now and then, maybe you do a lot of triple option, you just like to run the ball, Kyler Murray is going to be a great option for you. Moving on now to the pure passing quarterback, and obviously he still can run some, but not as much, and I believe Madden 21 is going to be a lot more passing oriented. Everybody thinks that. I am actually going to go with Joe Burrow, a core rookie card here, and I think he has a chance to do a very good year. Now, part of this list, it's not only, yes, he is a Budget Beast, he'll probably be fairly cheap from day one. but I'm thinking he'll get good cards along the way. So his card will go up in value over time, and you will buy a card that is very cheap that will increase in value over time. Just because I'm predicting Joe Burrow is going to have a good season. I don't think he's going to have a phenomenal season. Probably not like Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie, or anything like that. But he's going to have a good season. I think he's going to get some Team of the Week upgrades, all that stuff. Looking at his stuff, obviously he does have 75 speed, 78 excel. So a decent running enough card if you do want to run out of the pocket every now and then. 80 throw power, 77 short accuracy, 74 mid accuracy, and 75 deep accuracy. So the reason that I went with Joe Burrow as my pocket passing, there were guys that had better short accuracy, better mid, better deep, but he has very good, like, he's just a good across the board quarterback. He's pretty decent at running. He's pretty decent at all routes on the field. His throw power is actually higher than I thought it was going to be at 80, because one of Joe Burrow's biggest weaknesses is just his pure arm strength. But everything else is pretty good. 78, 76 throw on the run, 73 play action. Don't do play action anyway, but a very good card nonetheless. This is going to be a great quarterback throughout the year, I think, and a great pickup for day one for your budget squad. Moving on to running back. Now, in my last video, Matt Breida is one that I went over that's very good. He is going to be very good. We're not going to use him in this video just because we did in the last one. I might have some people in this video that I had also in the last one. Actually, I know there are going to be some, but for running back, I'm going to take it in a bit of a different direction, but Matt Breida is just kind of, we'll say, an honorable mention here for running back. But the one that I'm going to go with is Phillip Lindsay. He has 84 speed, 83 acceleration, and 82 agility. Now, Phillip Lindsay is a 79 overall with 84 speed. So he is a very good all-around card. I believe he was kind of a budget beast last year as well at the beginning of Madden 20. So if you look at everything else, obviously he's not going to be the big trucking guy. He's got pretty good change of direction. Really, his main thing is just his speed and able to outrun people at the beginning of the year. He's not going to be like the fastest guy like we were talking about Matt Breida. Matt Breida is going to be a little more expensive just because he's a well-known name and everyone knows that he's very fast. So I think someone like Phillip Lindsay, you sacrifice a point or two in speed, but still going to be a very good card. And my second pick here for a budget beast running back is going to be Jonathan Taylor, a 73 overall core rookie. This is going to be a very budget beast because he is a rookie, only a 73 overall, but if you look at his speed there, 85 speed. So he's not going to do much of anything else other than just outrun people. 85 speed is very, very good. Not a lot of people outside of the defensive secondary that will be able to keep up with him on the defensive side. So you should be able to get to the second level fairly easy if you can get outside with him. So obviously with skill positions like this, speed is going to be very, very important. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a super budget beast because I think he'll be very cheap. But that 85 speed is nothing to scoff at, and if you're not careful on defense, he will burn right by you. Now for the most important position where speed matters, speed kills. This is the only one, guys, that you really have to look at. That is going to be the wide receiver. So obviously, I believe these were, I think I mentioned all these in my last Budget Beast video, but we should reiterate all of them here. John Ross, Henry Ruggs, Marquise Goodwin, Marquise Brown. All four of those guys have 89 speed. The only receiver that I think has higher speed than that is Tyreek Hill with 90 speed. All of these guys have incredibly high top end speed. There's not going to be a lot of people that can keep up with 89 speed day one. So all of these guys are going to be huge, huge budget beasts if you can get these guys on your team. Now, Marquise Brown, I think, is poised to have a breakout year. Obviously, as a Ravens fan, I'm a bit biased with that. John Ross, I think, has a good chance to have another good year. He had a decent year last year. He kind of started hot and then tapered off a bit. With Joe Burrow, another budget beast on the list, throwing to him, I think he has a good chance to have a good year, get some good upgrades. Henry Ruggs, obviously a rookie. We don't know. Marquise Goodwin could have a good year. You never really know. But these are my guys. These are my pick for budget beasts. If you want to step it down a bit here, DK Metcalf is another good one, a 76 overall with 87 speed. Obviously, he is 6'3", which is very nice at wide receiver. Very good, very big physical wide receiver. McCole Hardman's another good one. McCole Hardman is a little bit of a bigger name, though. Still just a 74 overall, so still should be a pretty good budget beast from day one. Now for the last position on offense is going to be the tight end. Now this guy, every single year we're going to go with Evan Ingram. Every single year it seems like Evan Ingram is poised to have a very, very big year, and he always just seems to have a decent year. But regardless, he has very good speed. He's a 79 overall tight end, 83 speed, 84 excel, and 81 agility. He is basically a wide receiver playing tight end, and he's going to be a very, very good pickup if you can get him on your team. Now, I call him a budget piece. I do think he'll be one of the more expensive players on this list just because of his speed, and everybody knows who he is. He's a fairly big name kind of guy at tight end. But if you're just looking to have a fast guy at tight end, Evan Ingram's going to be your man. Now, if you want to go with a little more of a traditional tight end, a little more of a blocking guy, just a good catcher and all that, I would go with Kyle Rudolph. So you got 72 speed, 78 excel, so nothing crazy on the speed. Obviously, he's not just going to be burning by people, but he has that 84 catch, 79 catch in traffic, 81 spectacular and all that stuff. So he is very, very good at just catching. All of his route running is okay for a tight end. You know, it's not going to be the best. 77 short route running is pretty solid. Overall, very, very good card at catching. As far as his run blocking and everything, it's not the greatest, 57, 56, 56, 55, but it'll get the job done. So if you don't want to just go for a burner at tight end and someone that'll be able to catch the ball in traffic and have a little bit more reliable hands than Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph would be a phenomenal choice. Now for the defensive side of the ball, so we're going to start out with the right end and left end. So for these ones, I did one that was more of a speed rusher and one that was more of a power rusher. So for the left end first, we're going to go with Jonathan Allen. He's obviously going to be a bit more of a speed rusher. He has 78 speed, 80 excel, and then everything else down here, his block shed, his pursuit, tackling, all that's okay. Power move, finesse move is fine. 75 on the finesse move will allow him to get off the block a bit. But the biggest positive with him is that he's going to be a speed rusher. So if you want him to get after the quarterback quickly, try and just run right by his blocker rather than engage and shed him, Josh Allen is going to be a phenomenal pick. Obviously, I think he was the rookie master last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he has a chance to have a very big year. I think he was the number 2 pick in the draft the previous year. So he has a very good chance of having a sophomore season, and I think he's going to get some good upgrades throughout the year. Now for the power rusher budget beast at left end is going to be Dexter Lawrence. So obviously 65 speed is nothing great. He's going to be more of the guy that engages with the blocker. 72 power move. He's just going to be a power rusher, okay? His finesse move is garbage. That's not always a big deal. If you look at that, people look at that and say, ooh, that's really low. He's going to be doing power moves, okay? He's not going to be doing his finesse moves, so just because that's a 54 doesn't really matter as much. And we'll look at that more when the game actually comes out. We'll go and discuss archetypes and all that stuff and which stats affect people more and things like that. But for Dexter Lawrence, the power move is a 72 that's good enough. He's going to be able to engage with the pass blocker and shed them. He's going to be able to hold the edge on running plays and all that good stuff. So a good big dude to have on the outside in Madden 21 as a budget beast. Now, looking at the right end position, we're going to start with Carl Lawson. Is 78 overall with 75 speed, 81 excel, and then 74 power move and 79 finesse move. So he's actually a good hybrid defensive end. He kind of does a little bit of everything. He's fairly fast. He's not too slow. He can get after the quarterback, but he can also engage with the block and get off of it. A good budget player. Carl Lawson hasn't had that breakout season yet, but he could this year, and he could get some good upgrades throughout the year. Carl Lawson's definitely going to be one to keep your eyes on. And then my other pick for a budget beast right end is Brian Burns. 78 overall, also 80 speed, 83 excel, 65 power move, 79 finesse. Obviously a little bit more of the finesse side with him. 61 block shed, 79 pursuit. So he's going to be a little bit of a faster one. He's going to be able to get after the quarterback as he's scrambling out of the pocket, or a running back on a stretch. Really get down the field with that fast speed, maybe play contain very well. Brian Burns is even one that if you wanted to, you could drop back into coverage, obviously with a defensive end. They're not going to be as good as linebackers and DBs, obviously, at playing pass coverage, but Brian Burns is going to be a very good budget beast from day one. Filling out the defensive line, we are first going to start with Jonathan Allen. Now, Jonathan Allen is an absolute beast of a man. Obviously, 78 overall, 64 speed, 75 excel, 75 power, 62 finesse. His biggest plus, in my opinion, is this 82 strength. All you want to do for a D tackle is to hold that middle of the line. Like I said in previous videos, I think there's going to be a lot of runs up the middle this year in Madden. So if you can have someone hold that middle of the line to reach out to grab that running back as he's trying to go by, Jonathan Allen will be the man to do that for you. Very, very good player. I watched him a lot in college. I don't think he's done a ton yet in the NFL. I don't know. I don't really keep up with him that much, but he is a beast. I think he's going to do incredibly well. And the second pick overall, showing my bias here just a little bit, is going to be core rookie Derek Brown with a 77 overall. Also, a little bit based off of college, but obviously Derek Brown hasn't been in the league yet. But looking at it, he has 82 strength, 71 block shed. Everything else is just kind of subpar. But you just want to have those big guys in the middle of the field with the high strength, the heavy weight that won't get pushed around. Clog up those middle running lanes so that you don't just get gouged up the middle, especially in like goal line set scenarios and things like that. You want a big dude like Brown or Allen that'll be able to hold that middle of the line to prevent your opponent from getting that little bit of a push and getting that yard or two they need for the touchdown. All right, moving right on along. And guys, don't forget, if you are enjoying the video, to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you hit the like button if you like it, or if you don't, of course, let me know down below if you disagree with any of my picks. I am actually shocked about this for middle linebacker, because the two that I really want are I don't know if they'll be budget beasts, but they are they fall into my criteria. My criteria right now is 79 and below. Devin White is going to be the first one here with 85 speed. So as y'all know, or maybe you don't know, but I usually use my middle linebacker. I don't think I will be doing that this year. I think I'm going to be trying to transition to safety. We'll kind of see once I get the game. Obviously, I played the beta, but we'll see how it feels in my hands. But I'm still going to want to have a fast guy at middle linebacker. Devin White fits that criteria. He has 85 speed, is a 77 overall middle linebacker. That is absolutely crazy. Obviously, because of that 85 speed, the rest of his stats are kind of so-so because you can't have all great stats in these budget beasts. You got to sacrifice somewhere. But still 78 pursuit. He's going to be a great sideline-to-sideline middle linebacker. Guys, this is one that I think could be one of the best middle linebackers by the end of the year. Not necessarily statistically, but just looking at him as his speed and as an athlete, he's going to be able to cover a lot of range in the middle of the field. And going in that same vein, we're going to go with Devin Bush here at 76 overall at middle linebacker, 83 speed, 84 excel, a little bit less, a little bit of a lower card, so that he'll probably be a bit more of a budget. But there was a time in Madden 20 where I remember there was a Devin Bush, and I can't remember if it was so late in the year that he was like an 83 or an 84 and he was still a budget beast, or if he was like a gold budget beast. But there was a Devin Bush that like everybody had on their team, and he was nowhere near like one of the top cards in the game because of that speed, guys. That speed is very important at middle linebacker. You want someone that can cover a large range of the field, even if he's not one of those crazy guys that's shedding the blocks and getting in the backfield and all that. Those guys are good, but Devin Bush and Devin White are both going to be incredible middle linebackers from day one. So for right outside linebacker and left outside linebacker, I kind of went with the same thing I did with defensive end. I broke them up into one pass rusher budget beast and one like pass coverage budget beast. Okay, so two different guys depending on what kind of play style you want to do. So for the first one, we have Bud Dupree. Wait a minute, Bud Dupree, that's too many Steelers. That can't be right. But in all honesty, the Steelers have a very good defense this year, so Bud Dupree is going to be a great budget beast at 78 overall. You go and look, he's got 76 power moves, 66 finesse moves, so going to be able to get off the block. This is going to be more your pass rushing linebacker. 72 block shed, and he still has 80 speed, 81 excel to be able to get after the quarterback or the running back, whoever he is getting into the backfield to get to that. And then for your pass coverage linebacker, we're going to go with KJ Wright of the Seahawks. 73 speed, 75 excel. You look at his coverage there. The coverage for the linebackers is obviously not going to be as good as it is for the DBs. He has 61 man coverage, 68 zone coverage. Pretty good overall. 81 hit power if he does need to lay the boom and all that stuff. So KJ Wright is going to be a great option if you're looking for a linebacker to drop back into coverage as a budget beast. Rounding out the front seven with left outside linebacker, we're going to have Anthony Barr, 80 speed, 80 excel, 78 tackling, 79 hit power. And then looking at his zone coverage here, you got 61 zone coverage. Obviously his man coverage is not great. Like I said, with these linebackers, they are not going to be as good as the DBs in pass coverage, of course. So, but you don't need him to do that. You need him to cover running backs and tight ends, maybe a slot receiver for just a short amount of time. You don't want to have them in one-on-one with the very quick, very elusive wide receivers. So be aware when you're setting up your defense what your opponent has and who you're putting in potentially in one-on-one coverage with each other. As long as you're not doing that, though, and you're matching Barr up with someone that he can actually kind of handle, he's going to be a great guy in pass coverage. And now for the pass rusher at left outside linebacker, I went with Leonard Floyd, 78 speed, 80 excel. You going down to his pass rush there, you got 71 finesse move and 67 power move and 70 block shed with 77 pursuit and 77 tackle. So a pretty good pass rusher overall. Again, you have to keep in mind these are budget beasts. There will be better cards than these guys, but if you want to save a little bit of coin, this is going to be a good guy that can get after the quarterback, still get off some blocks. He's going to be a good card for you if you're building a budget squad and you don't want to spend a ton of money. Now we're into the defensive backfield, and first we are going to go with William Jackson III from the Bengals. So obviously, with cornerbacks, you want to be able to keep up with those burners at wide receivers that we covered on the offensive side. So you want speed. You want speed. That is the most important thing at cornerback. Also very important at the safety position, which we'll look at in a minute. 78 overall for William Jackson, 86 speed, 85 excel, 79 agility. Not as important. His coverages are decent, 72 man, 69 zone. Not the best at all, but really these are the guys that you're going to put on like the Tyreek Hills and the Marquise Brown, Marquise Goodwin, all those guys that we talked about that may not have the best stats all around. All they are is a good burner. So you're going to want to have at least one guy like this that you can throw on your opposing team's burners so that they will be able to keep up with them in the open field. And for the second pick at cornerback, I went with Kendall Sheffield of the Falcons. 86 speed, 86 acceleration, 84 agility. Again, not great coverage, all that. This is going to be more of just your fast guy that'll be able to keep up with all the good dudes. This is a 72 overall, so this is more of a super budget beast than just a budget beast. He will be very, very cheap, but if you only have a little bit of coins to spare, could be a good person to throw in as your quarterback too to keep up with those burners on the offensive side of the ball. Now for free safety, I picked two that are very, very budget. I don't know why I necessarily did this, but for one, we have Darnell Savage for a 74 overall card, 87 speed, 85 excel. Decent coverage, again, all that stuff. So the main reason for free safety, I went with just speed and agility over everything else, is because for free safety, that's probably the position that you're going to want to user this year. If you are using that position, then the zone coverage, the man coverage, and all that stuff, it doesn't really matter, okay? You don't have to worry about that as much because you're going to be the controlling the guy. So really, whoever you decide to use, whether that's middle linebacker or safety or for some reason cornerback, don't look at their coverage stats, look at their speed and agility, things like that that allow you to control them. But for the first one here, we have Darnell Savage, and then we're going to go even bigger budget on the second one, but higher speed is Troy Apke. So he's a 70 overall, which means he's going to be very cheap. But 88 speed, 89 excel, 86 agility, and then you've got an 86 jump there. Obviously, his coverage and all that, straight garbage. That's why he's a 70 overall and not an 82 or an 83. But if this is a card that you're looking at using, Troy Apke is going to be a great pickup because he's going to be faster than almost anybody on the field. And if you're using him and controlling him, then these other statistics don't matter, and you can totally take advantage of that crazy speed, and he'll be an awesome budget beast from day one. And finally, we have the strong safety, and the first one we're going to go with here is Jabril Peppers with a 77 overall, 84 speed, 87 excel. Obviously, for strong safeties, hit power is also important. He does have an 80 overall hit power right there. Decent zone coverage, man coverage could be a little bit better. This is a card that you want to be fast and agile in the back of the field and also able to hit the boom. Jabril Peppers is going to be one of those guys. And the final card that we're going to go over here is Isaiah Simmons, the core rookie. Now, the Isaiah Simmons, that is the rookie master. That card is cracked. It looks amazing. I think he has 90 overall speed. It's insane. But we're looking at the Isaiah Simmons, that is 76 overall, with still a very good card. 85 speed, 85 excel, 85 jump, and then the decent zone coverage, all that stuff. So this is going to be a very good card. 78 hit power, I should have mentioned. Good enough card to go and lay the boom occasionally, maybe force a couple of fumbles, and still able to keep up with those burners on the defensive side of the ball. So the Isaiah Simmons core rookie is going to be great. The Isaiah Simmons rookie master is phenomenal, but is not a budget beast. So if you can get that one, hold on to him, but he is not a budget beast. Alright guys, but that is my updated budget beast video from Madden 21 Ultimate Team. Obviously, we just got all this information dumped, like I said at the beginning of the video, so wanted to go over all of it. We will have an update in a week or two once Madden 21 officially comes out and the market settles and everything, and we can truly look at prices and see who is actually a good buy at that time. But in the meantime, these are going to be great people for you to build your team around. But let me know down in the comments if you disagree with any of my picks. That's totally cool. Leave a like if you did enjoy my video, and of course subscribe if you're not already. Hit that bell icon so you can know as soon as my videos come out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.